I'm a working here. I had to get me some ArtisanTony's famous iced tea, where I make it with my brewed tea and my honey. Let's see, that's my little afternoon pick me up to get me going again. And this is Yates's garage that I'm working on. And it's been a little bit of a booger doing the roof on this thing because it's a 32-foot span. And actually, the span is, inside, you're in between the walls, so it's a little less. It's what's that, 31'5", I guess. But still, you have a hard time with dimension lumber spanning it far. I even checked the span tables for LSLs, laminated lumber, and they weren't happy about the 32 feet either. So we've gone to Trusses, and so thanks to Medique again, because, and I didn't realize this till yesterday, that he actually had these truss sets in here where you can do hips, and this is awesome because before I knew this, I went to the truss manufacturer and I said, "Hey, show me how you're going to do those trusses," because there's several different ways I've seen these. Some companies will have like a hip truss that goes up farther, and they'll have trusses that step down farther. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of get it close, and this came from the truss company, and from there I could confirm with Nathan's truss, his Medique, his company is Medique Engineering, and he's Nathan Wilkerson. He's a really cool guy, and he works hard on this stuff. And these are real truss designs too. They're not fluff. They're not fluffy pictures, whatever that means. But one thing I have seen done on hip trusses is put blocking, especially if you're going to have a metal roof. Put blocking to connect the hips, so you'll have something to, besides just decking. When we used to do this, like there's your OSB, right? But between the trusses, which is about a 26, how many inches is that? Pretty good little span. If you just went from here to there, oh yeah, that's 33 inches. Excuse me. And what happens is, the decking will tend to flop sometimes between that long span. So I know that the truss, and it's okay, trust me. I'm happy to get these trusses the way they are now. I'm not complaining at all, Nathan. But if I had a request for future, this would be it. So what I did was I drew these. Let me close the end of this one off. What is that about? What is that about? I think I know what's going on here now. This is the very end one, and I couldn't see the very end of it very well, so I'm going to finish it off here. There we go. And then this gets deleted. Like that. There we go. So then I brought this group over here, and now I mirrored that group, and I started thinking, I need to do a live stream and show Yates. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to try to hold my shift key down to lock my axis, and then I'm going to try to get this in here. Oh, did I just get lucky? I think I just got lucky because I put that construction line there as the center line. Yeah, I got lucky. I snapped it right in there. So now what I can do is delete that guide, and I can take these two. Now again, this is not 100% necessary, but I think it's a quality issue, especially if you're going to have metal roofing. It gives you, or really any kind of roofing, it gives you, especially on a hip. If I turn the roof sheeting back on, And the cladding, you can see, you've got hip material here. Even if it's shingle, I'm going to turn this into a metal roof. But you've just got something to screw down into, and you don't sheeting. Let me move this back so I can see the names of my layers a little bit better. You don't like torque these screws down because the sheeting is actually coming up to kind of a point, and you don't want to torque your screws down like if you're putting a metal cap on. You just want to run it in and let it stop. Right when you get it snug, stop it. Because if you don't, these blocks are down just a little bit. They're not perfect. Nothing in framing is perfect. That's one thing. We can draw it near perfect, but in the real world, it don't exist. I'm going to make a group out of both of those now, and I'm going to copy it. Why did I? Okay, good. And then I'm going to mirror that. Oops, wrong button. There we go. -1. Make sure I get my invalid scale. What do you mean? Oh, =1, -1. There we go. That's just to make sure I do get the proper scale. And then I'm going to take this. Here, let's fix this while I'm at it. I don't like this. Let's fix this. This has to be. We can't have any nasty drawing stuff going on in our model. Bad CAD standards. Now, it's funny. This would, in real life, I am gonna leave this just for now. In real life, you would nip off those corners so they don't. But that's getting a little bit anal, so I'm gonna leave them like that. And then I know I have a double standard, don't I? You're saying, but you fixed the other thing. Okay, you got me. So now I'm going to take this. This should be easier because I can just lock my axis with my shift key. And then, wow. SketchUp is so intuitive, isn't it? It just wants to be right there, just like it's supposed to be. And there they go. There's those blocks. And you see, it not only makes it look like a hip, it just it creates a nailer, which I think is your quality. It also spaces these. If you get those blocks the right length, and I can tell you how long they are, then your trusses will be. Now a lot of people will put spacer blocks between the trusses, or they'll make them like 25.5 so that they lap over and they nail them underneath the top cord. Now I'm going to go over the bracing on these a little bit later. But I just wanted to show Yates how these are going to work in case he tries to do them himself. They're not as hard as they look. Basically, these will be numbered. I'm trying to get it in a view where you can see. These are common trusses right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6 common trusses that you would just see on any gable roof. Then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of an array of trusses that step down as you go every 2 feet. They will step down, and so your flat spot will get longer, right? But all these will be numbered, so you'll know where they go. And as long as you keep them on your 2-foot layout, you see, everything's designed on your 24-inch stone center. This will be like a girder truss right here. This one. And that is to carry. And then these may look a little bit different. I've seen companies that would double a regular truss right here. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Peanut butter and honey for a break there. But in any event, they'll be numbered, and there'll be with your drawings, your truss drawings. They'll be, where they go. They'll be shown. These are all common. These right here. These don't. Those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 trusses are all the same. And then you just have these 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 that are different lengths that attach to the hip. The most important thing here is keeping this hip straight. Okay? And what we used to do back in the old days is we pull a string from here, from that very point, right there, all the way to the ridge, right? And that's how we knew. That's how we knew how to keep that. We pull it down the center of the ridge. So when we're putting these blocks in, whether they're angled like this or horizontal, you would always have a reference. Because if you don't, when you start nailing your sheeting on, it's going to be wanky. It'll be going back and forth up through there. And you can kind of hide that, a little bit of that, with the shingle, the cap. You can pop a line on your roof and get your hip straight, right? But underneath that might be a wanky hip. Let's see if I got anybody watching. Nobody's making comments. All right, I can work. Just kidding. That's why I do these live, so I can answer comments. But you can see it's going to be a good looking roof, a good looking garage. Now, Yates is still trying to. I got his surveyor to send me this survey. And he owns both of these pieces of property. So he wants to put it right here. But he's going to work out these issues with these property lines. I suggested abandoning this property line here and just making this all one piece. I can see leaving it separate, before, in case you ever wanted to sell it or build something different. But the way this is going to work out, it would be better if it was just separated. And these are just kind of blocked out, just to show where his existing house is. My main focus is here on this garage. Now, what's funny is I was having a little bit of trouble with the extension, and because this truss part of the extension of Medique's extension is relatively new, and let's see what happens. I'll show you. He doesn't quite have it. He doesn't quite have it set up yet to where you can edit the. I'll give you an example. If I just do a gable truss, just a regular old truss roof, I'm just going to say okay to everything. You see, I can go in and edit that whole assembly. Like if I want to change the pitch to, a 10, 10, 12, update, boom, and that's awesome, because I've had customers actually, that looks funny at 10, 12, doesn't it? I've had customers actually change their mind on the pitch of the roof and everything, so that comes in really handy. But we don't have that ability quite yet with the hip roof, and I get that. He's working on that. But honestly, just to be able to have those, you can see there's like 10 different types of trusses. I'll turn up that sheeting. We got our common trusses. We've got these 5 trusses that kind of an array that step down. Then you got this girder. Oh, that's part of the 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm looking at this girder truss is a little different because it's got to carry the load of these. And then, so that's 1 type, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There might be 10 or 11 different types of trusses on here. And for me to have to draw every single one of them. I used to draw common trusses by hand in SketchUp. I've got jobs I can go back to. Now, what I would do is I would contact my truss company, and they would send me a drawing similar to this right here, where you can go and look at the diagrams of each one. They would send me this in 2 dimensions, and I would draw it and create a model out of it. So that's why I'm thanking Jesus for Nathan Wilkerson for creating his truss extension, because it's a huge thing for people, because now I can show Yates exactly the configuration, and I didn't want some, since the truss manufacturers do these a little differently, some of them do. I wanted to get the actual configuration so I could show Yates how his would go together. Now, the only thing I'm not getting with this is the soffit and fascia, which I can do. It's easy enough. What we do there is we'll take, I'll just show you. I don't know why I've got, do I have siding? Did I do some, I must have done some siding already. Let me see if I've got any comments. No comments? Wow. Let me turn off the wall, the trim here. There we go. And so what we do here is we'll take a 2x2 and we'll put it, get my axis locked here. I should have just done this. I should have just brought this construction line down to there. I'll just delete that. And then we would take a 2x2 and nail it up here. And what is that? 41. Well, that's easy enough. I'm just gonna 1.5 and then come up 1.5. There's your 2x2, and I'm going to make a group out of that. And we'll give it some color. Make it look like a 2x4, a 2x2. There we go. And then that would happen over here too. Get my axis. Where's my axis? There it is. I have to push it up, and then you would have a 2x2 on the ends. Like that. Oh, I see what happened. We ain't gonna let that bother us. Make a group. Bring this out to here. No big deal. Over here where I can see. And then you would have, did I not get that wood color? And then you would have blocks 2x4 blocks. I'm kind of mad at Nathan now because I'm going to draw all this stuff. I'm just kidding. 1.5 by 3.5. And that would come out to here, to there. Group 2x4. And then what you would do is you would you'd put your soffit on so it goes from end to end. And that'll tell me, oops, I'm losing it here, man. Sometimes when you scroll, if I'm out here in space and I scroll, it goes wacko, and you gotta be careful. You can lose your butt and heartbeat out there in space. So I'm gonna go. It's really 5/16, but it's nominally 3/8. So this piece, your front and back piece, would come all the way. And what would that be? That would be 42. That would be from here. And then go 42 feet, 44 feet. See if we got lucky. Oh, I must not have counted the fascia thickness or something. And then that'll kind of give you an idea of where your blocks will go. You make a group. You see what you have to do now on Nathan's other extensions. All this is done for you. And this reminds me of the old days when I used to have to do, good Lord, I'm just scrolling into space. I missed, man. Let's see if I can get, trying to do this too fast, aren't I? Right there. Then I can take a piece. That's probably going to be faster just to make a new pick, because I know the length of this one. This one should be 32 feet. If I can get my scrolling wheel under control. This one decided to move on me. I must have still had a hold of it. That goes right there. So that kind of tells you where your blocks start off. I want to make this a group. 3. Triple clicking. 1, 2, 3. I really don't know what's going on with all that mess. There we go. And where did we start off with our blocks? Let's see if I have any comments. Hello, Richard. How you doing? Would you share that model, please? Well, for $29.99, I'm just kidding. I have to actually get permission from my customers. Um, I mean, in a way, I do. This is what I do for a living, and I don't mind sharing the models. But Yates is paying for this, so I usually give them the courtesy of. So see that block right there. That block can go right there, and then what you want them to do is go at least 2 foot on center. So we'll take this and go 24 times. Let's just go 8. Let's just go 16 for now. 16 blocks, and we'll come down here. See how we did. Did pretty good. Just have to move this back a little bit because it wouldn't be. You wouldn't nail it there. You'd nail it flush right there. And then I could. So do you see? Let's see. How do I say your name? Luis. Luisfe. Okay, I'm from Tennessee, so don't be coming in here with your fancy names. I'm just kidding. So you see the quandary I have. We'll just call you Louie. Is that Yates is paying a pretty decent little fee for this, and I am kind of sharing it, right? You're getting to see it how it's built. So there's some ethics involved, in what I can show or what I can give people. If I were to design a house for you, you might not want me sharing it with the entire world, I had a guy, the big house in Texas, I guess it's been long enough since I've done that. Let's see, can I say this? I guess I can. There's actually a secret room somewhere in that house, you see. It's a safe place. And he didn't want anybody knowing where that was, So, and I know that's kind of a bad example because I could just delete that. But I'm just saying these are persons' homes that we're dealing with here. They're not just, it's not just a 3D model you're looking at. This is somebody's property, This is real. I don't do fake. I don't do example projects or, I don't do, unless it's real. I don't mess with it. I don't do like, what if I did this, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 5. There we go. And then I can take that, copy them over here. But I'm not trying to give you a hard time for asking. I'm just trying to explain the quandary that I have. Because I try to operate with ethics that are suitable for my customers first, and then I would happily pay you U-shaped container drawing. I'm building, yeah. Now, and you can, because this is what I do for a living. It's 3:14. I go out and I'm a design build contractor. I go out to my jobs that we're building from 8 to 12, and then I come back to the office and draw in the afternoons because I have to keep projects going. I always have to keep new projects in the pipeline, right? And this is how you do it. You keep the drawings going. And so, what was the point of that? I have to think. It's 3/4. But yeah, I can, I modify, or I look at each job individually. Let's see, this is going to be a 1x8, so that's 7 1/4, 7.25 inches, and then we'll be 3/4. But I look at each, job differently. So I actually approach, if you told me that you wanted one of the projects that I have already done, I might use the containers, but I would start from scratch, because it's kind of dangerous trying to rubber stamp projects because, well, just a good example of that is just where it is in the country, up north, you might have to have a 5 or 6 foot deep footing, and down south, you might, in Tennessee, our frost line is 4 inches or something, so our footings don't have to be as deep. So if I was just rubber stamping drawings, I would really be doing a disservice. Now this, now that's another ethic I have. I don't really do that. I've had some people get mad at me for not doing that, but it's okay. You have to draw a line somewhere. Make a group, and now we're gonna. This will have to drop down a little bit because of the pitch of the roof. So what we do is let's turn on our decking, our roof sheeting. Where did it go? Got plenty of. Now typically we let our roof sheeting hang over a little more than that, so we know kind of where we can butt our. What's funny is it looks like this is going to work out okay. You want this corner lower than, when your shingles hang over, right? They're going to be hanging over at that angle. Let's see if I can get it to lock. Yeah, see, they'll be hanging over like that, and you don't want this corner raising them up, right? Because then you'd have a little. I've actually seen this before in your shingles. There'll be a little dip here, and it'll hold ice and water and ice in the wintertime. It's really kind of a bad thing. So in this case, it worked out with this pitch and the way that decking is hanging over. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy, rotate. I'm going to hold down the shift key. And that is the wrong way. It's supposed to be on the blue axis. Okay, I'm going to have to lock my. There we go. Now what I do is I miter these fascias. I know a lot of carpenters don't do this, but I'm gonna teach you some quality right now, Mr. Carpenters out there. Just take your high dollar miter saw and bring this out. It makes your corners look so much better when you miter them. See, like that. See if I got any more comments. I do have a question. In the U-shaped building, you seem to use the containers for support. Well, if you notice, I need to go over that again because you suggested containers should not be. Well, it shouldn't. And in that job, the one thing you don't see is the drawings. And I can show that right quick. There's a software that I use for, the actual printable drawings called Layout. It comes with SketchUp Pro. And in those drawings, I will show you, because this is where the videos don't always show everything. It's kind of hard. Is that Laszlo's right there? Yeah, that's it. I'll show you what I did. Every 10 feet there's a post. I go to my sheets. Where is that? go to here, see if it's here. I have a section somewhere. Let me close this. You see, these are the actual drawing sheets. And somewhere I have a section. Okay, I did. Where is it? This must be the old set. Let me go. See what you got me going down a rabbit hole. Open. It's okay though, I'm just kidding. 20, was that 2021? No, it was 2020. Dang. 2020. Where's Laszlo? There he is. Now there's a without sheds. What's the latest drawing? Right here. I had a and now I'm kind of freaking out because I have a building section somewhere that shows the oh, this must be it because it takes longer. Yeah, this is the newer one. This is the one I actually sent out because all of the rendering it has to do for the better set that I did. And where's my what happened was, oh, here it is right here. Thank you, Jesus. Okay, so right here you'll see that every 10 feet there's 2 2x4s, okay, on the inside of the corners, and they're taking that load down to the footings that are every 10 feet, okay. So no, I don't have, and this is the kind of stuff you all don't see sometimes. You know, I've got 5 pages of drawings here, and so you don't always see things in the video that happen, and that's, you know, that's part of the process. That I, you know, if you see me spend 3 hours on a job, there's my tea I was reordering, Twinings. That's the tea. That's my tea. And where's the comments? Here we go. Versus Lauren's shipping container pole barn. Yeah. But what I was going to say is, you know, you all see me do this for a couple hours, but it's, you know, I've got 40 hours in the whole project. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and that's why I treat every project individually. You know, I don't, because each project has its own project location, its own budget, its own level of finish, all that good stuff. Now I'm going to copy, is this my corner? That's my miter corner. I want to take it down here. I'm going to copy that. Again, I'm really want to just thank Nathan for his roof extension that normally does this for you. Because now I'm being reminded of the pain that I usually go through. Let's see. I'm going to bring this out. Recorders. Because it's been a while since I've had to draw fascia boards. But they look good. I will say this. Nathan doesn't miter his fascia boards on his extensions, so blah blah. Nan and a boo boo. I'm mitering mine. Just kidding. So now I can take this over here and copy it. And we'll just flip her around. I'll move it that way, 42 feet for now, just to get it close. And do this. There we go. Got our mitered corner. One more corner and we'll be looking good. I don't know how I got started on these faces. I was really just going to do like a truss video, but I got excited about getting this closed in, and it's looking good. Let's see if I've got the siding. If I turn the trim, the cladding, and the trim back on. Yeah, this is kind of how he's going to do the siding on it. And then the roofing, let's see if I have more comments. If you like that tee, I can bring you some over. Oh, man, I buy that stuff by the box load. I love that stuff. Have you had that tea, Richard? It's really good. It's probably the best tea I've ever had. I've been using it for about, I don't know, 2 years since I discovered it, and it is really awesome. I have it, like in the morning, sometimes in the winter, I'll have it hot, and then for lunch, I'll have it iced tea. It's really good. I put a link to it in the description. Let's see. Okay, if I turn the roof back on, that's the wrong thing. Now what I need to do is convert this. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna convert this to a metal roof, and what I think I'm gonna do is, for now, use, I'll show you, if I just were to do this, okay, we'll just do a roof that's close to it, and advanced roof options. Yes, I'll show you what it will do. I'm just going to leave it all on for now, and scroll down here and see save. I forgot to change the pitch back. That's funny, but let's just change it back to a 6. It looks weird at a 10. There. Now I can go in here also and edit. See, on a simple gable roof, he's got it so you can edit, and he's working on that for hip roofs. It's just his homework list is endless. Let's see, I can go in here and soffit and fascia, yes, and then on this metal roof cladding, yes. I can make this a corrugated metal, and that's going to be close enough. That's kind of the look I want to get for this. But you can see it automatically did now the fascia needs to be fixed. But again, you just go in and edit, go down to your fascia size, and fascia here should be 7.25. A 1x8 in America is what in the world? Why is that? Oh, it didn't change. Maybe I didn't update it. Fascia. Oh, that's the subfascia. I'm sorry. 5.5. And then where's my fascia then? It would be down here, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would be 7.25. You always use one more size up from your subfascia. There we go. Now that'll give you that nice reveal on the inside you want. But see, that's normally, this is what I was just kidding Nathan. He doesn't miter his corners. And see, normally we would make this line up here, like this fascia. We would actually, what we do in real life is we nip this off. Am I editing that? Oh, yeah, am I? There we go. We would take this and do that, like that. We wouldn't let it hang down like that. But I'm not gonna get it. I don't know why I'm messing around with that roof. I need to be messing around with this one over here. So what I'm gonna do is, I think he's got this as an image. This is the only thing about, if I bring in my metal roof, which I will eventually, I just want you all to see what this looks like. When you do images as textures, they don't show up with certain styles, and I'll show you that in a minute. And see, in construction drawings, we don't do things in color. Let's see. Let's turn off the roof framing. This. I need to leave the cladding on. Rafter sheeting, soffit, roof truss, cladding. I'm trying to get to where I can just edit. There we go. There we go. You see, it's easy to change if it's an image because I can just paste it. But that's not what I want. In the end, what I want is actual geometry, because I'll show you why in a minute. If you noticed, whenever I was showing you those drawings from layout, everything's black and white because we don't, it would cost an arm and a leg to do a set of drawings in color at the printer, right? So when we do our views into our drawing, we'll set them up like front, like this, but the style we use is just black and white. It's kind of boring, to be honest with you, but that's just the way we do it in real, in construction. So where did we go? We got default. I didn't even have it set up. You see, and it's the same with the siding. You see, so the only thing you get, the only edges you get are with actual geometry. Now, if you go to Laszlo's, let's go back to this, and that's why I work in this style right here, this construction style, document style. If you go to Laszlo's building, which this one will end up being like as far as the open desktop, artisan construction, Laszlo. Let's see. He ended up going. I don't guess it matters, but he ended up going without side roofs. So we'll just open that up. I had these roof extensions, and let me turn this on front. You see. Now let me turn it on the right side. You see, I have drawn actual metal roofing, right? That's a physical object. So when I do when you see the drawing on the sheet, it's the same way with the container and the siding. You see, you'll actually see lines with actual geometry. With just images as roofing or siding, you don't get that. So that's just a quick example of why I will end up replacing. And this hip would just be metal. It will just be like a we'll just call it. It wouldn't be aluminum. It would be, you know. Let's see what this looks like. It would just be the roof metal. Not like that though. Well, I'll make it a little bit darker. Just ooh, that's purple. My God, what in the world? But yeah, that's the back, and then this is the front. This is the street view. Let's see, what were you saying? Laszlo's U-shaped container versus Lauren's. Yeah, Lauren's, yeah, pole barn. And none of the roof load on Lauren's is right. You're saying, yeah, that's the difference. The roof load on Lauren's is is like a pole barn. It's on the trusses are attached to the 6x6 post, and all that load is on those posts down to the footing. And please use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. Currently, keyframes are not being. What in the world? All right. So, I think that is it for now. But I will get with Yates, and we'll get this worked out to where once he kind of approves all this, I'll start the drawing the sheets process. I just got this information from the truss company today. This is what this is. This is from the truss company right here. And this is they use this, looks like a cloud-based true build. And which is handy, being able to see the configuration is cool, but I like having it in the model, so Yates can download the model and then zoom in on one truss at a time and all that stuff. Do we have any other questions before I head out? You're in North Texas, Daryl. That's cool. I guess you all, was it North Texas where the snow was, or Daryl might be gone. Well, I'm going to stop here, and I appreciate everybody watching. Thanks, Richard, for jumping in, and Louie, and Daryl. I appreciate it. I will see you next time. I have to go report work to Yates and see what he thinks. Getting warm now. That's good. I hope you got your power back on. I didn't have to pay $15,000 utility bill. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you dropping in.